What's up, all my Jaguars out there, and welcome to another epic episode of Ralph's Universe, the Reboot. But that's pretty much obvious, don't you think? Let's do it.
Dead Rising 3 is a survival horror video game developed by Capcom Vancouver. Capcom Vancouver and published by Microsoft Studios. The game was announced as an Xbox One exclusive during Microsoft's E3 2013 press conference on June 10th of 2013. It was released on November 22nd, 2013 as a launch title for the Xbox One. And as I understand, Dead Rising 3 can only be played on Xbox One. I don't really know if they're going to make it for other video game playing systems yet. This game is single player and online co-op. Dead Rising 3 expands upon the crafting systems introduced in Dead Rising 2. Players retain the ability to create combo weapons, but without the need for a workbench, allowing them to craft weapons on the fly. Dead Rising 3 also allows players to create combo vehicles, such as combining a motorcycle and steamroller to form a roller hog. Each combo vehicle includes 2 seats, a secondary attack to support cooperative gameplay. According to Capcom Vancouver, driving vehicles will be a critical part of exploration as players navigate the city of Los Perdidos. Players will be able to discover and unlock blueprints for new combo weapons and vehicles. I did watch the gameplay of Dead Rising 2 and Dead Rising 2, Case Zero. I watched Darksydephil do the playthroughs of both, Dead Rising 2 and Dead Rising 2, Case Zero on YouTube. And I'm telling you, Jaguars, those games were
so mother effing epic.
In Dead Rising 2, the now legendary popular video game character Chuck Green survived the horrible zombie outbreak of Fortune City, escaped with his friend and his daughter to safety. Now, it is about 15 years later in Dead Rising 3 with a whole new twisted plot. This video game story follows a young mechanic named Nick Ramos as his attempt to survive a massive zombie outbreak in the fictional city of Los Perdidos, California. Ramos must team up with other survivors and find a way to escape Los Perdidos before an impending military strike wipes out the city and its inhabitants. Throughout the gameplay, the player takes on the role of Nick, and as the game progresses, he will meet a crap load of personalities, many surprises, shocking revelations, and of course betrayals in more than one form, in addition to fighting through a massive sea of deadly zombies that have populated and literally polluted this city. And if that's not enough, there's 8 psychopaths that you have to contend with as well. What more can you ask for, huh? In this trilogy of the Dead Rising games, the fans may be used to K West and Chuck Green. I did watch Darksydephil play Dead Rising 2 on YouTube, and it was epic. Like probably the other fans, I'm used to Chucky, but Chuck doesn't seem to be in this third game of the series. The writers decided to throw in this new guy, Nick Ramos. I'll tell you, he's no K West or Chuck Green. Nick is in his own category, and that's putting it mildly. I feel like this character and personality is somewhat typical for a video game. He does care for others before himself, and he's all about this typical quote-unquote save the world mission and save lives mission. Unlike, K West and Chuck Green, I don't feel like Nick has that hard edge, but he does have what it takes to get the job done in killing zombies and defeating psychopaths. Nick is a hero in the truest sense of the word. And here's where all of your weapons are. The weapons locker. Actually, it's Nick's weapons locker. You'll find these in various locations in this zombie-infested town. Oh yeah, there are lots of good toys here to play with in these lockers. In this madness of game that's really populated with zombies everywhere you turn, it's really hard to find friends and people you can actually trust. Actually, in this fictional world, it's damn near impossible. But amazingly enough, Nick has come across some people that he can actually trust. Or at least he hopes that he can. You can't really tell a lot about these people right away. Only as the game progresses you can start to discover more about them. Pretty much like the real world, huh? These are just some of the people that Nick comes across in this game. Some are good friends. Yes, some are good friends and some are just acquaintances. Can you trust them? There's only one way to find out. This is Anna. She's just a young lady in this game that sprays symbols on the walls that let uninfected people know where it's actually safe from zombies. Diego, Nick's gun-toting buddy in this insane game. Due to all of this madness, this is not a guy that has it all there. Obviously. This is Red. He's leading the resistance in this city that's fighting the zombies, military forces, and others that are trying to get some personal gain in this madness. He's a good guy with a real hard edge. Or he seems to be a good guy. Red is a rugged street fighter. According to Darksydephil, Red may be played by the legendary hip-hop star Ice-T, who's also an actor for TV shows and movies, which would make a lot of sense because he kind of acts and talks like, Ice-T. And I should know, I'm a die-hard fan of Ice-T. And here is Annie. She's a good friend of Nick who has been infected by a zombie. She plays a major role in this game and story. No one knows anything about her. At the beginning of this game, she starts out by saying that she has no family, which makes her mysterious and she obviously wants it to stay that way. Isabella. From what I understand, she's a popular character in the Dead Rising series. A lot of rumors have been spread about her. People all over are saying different things, like she aided in the cause of the zombie outbreaks in various parts of this country, like Fortune City. Others say that Isabella was trying to help find a cure for zombies, and people have been infected and bitten by zombies. She also plays a major role in this. What kind of role does she play? That's the question. You want a good supporting character for a video game story? Well, look no further. This epic lady right here is very right for the job. Her name is Rhonda. She's a very good friend to Nick, and she's also a tough bitch to the bad guys. This is one hot lady that you will want in your corner. Usually in other games, each level, stage, or chapter would have a special boss that the player would have to contend with. But Dead Rising 3 has psychopaths. That's right, psychopaths. And when I saw the psychopaths, when I say psychopaths, I do mean psychopaths. I'm really telling you, Jaguars, these psychos are really out there and have really lost it. Cherry is one of those bodybuilding ladies that have really lost it. Not a lot of guys would be into women that have big guns, so I seriously doubt the players will be interested in quote-unquote sweet cherry here. Players of this game, I mean. Here is the psycho biker leader. Not your typical biker, but your typical biker that you'll have to deal with in a crazy game like this. I really don't know what to make of this guy. Having a Confederate flag painted all over his face is not going to help his image. Not at all. Is there a doctor in the house? No, just this psycho doctor that likes to cut out people's organs for laughs. Sick laughs. This is why you shouldn't eat while playing this game. Eating before or after playing this game may be best. Why? You ask why? Look at this. This lady is really disgusting. She really wants to devour all this food and not let anyone else have some. You get in her way, she might eat you too. This psycho hot soldier is looking like she has a real nice bod. But I'm not so sure about the face. All depends on your preference, I guess. This soldier female seems to be real good with big guns. No, I don't mean that kind of guns. I mean this kind of gun. This right here is one nasty cowboy. And jaguars, I do mean nasty. And sick. Nasty sick. I mean, the stuff that this guy says is just downright dirty and disgusting. Jeez. Where do they find and come up with these kinds of characters? And here we have the psycho monk. He's obviously has had some hard times. I mean, his wife left him and his kids have disrespected him. And this zombie outbreak is certainly not helping matters. And get this psycho monk is actually blaming the gods for all the bad stuff that has happened to him. Really? You know, I really hate when people do that. Blame God whenever the going gets tough. And I feel like that's just ridiculous. I absolutely do not blame God for the problems that I'm having or the things that I'm going through. People need to man up and get tough and fight their own battles and take responsibility for their own actions, and don't blame God for all the stuff that you're going through. You must be responsible for your own destiny. And just look at this character here with his feet kicked up and just sitting back while those minicopters attack you. It's pretty obvious what to call this piece of work, right? Psycho guy on the screen. Just take out those minicopters and then follow up. Then that sit down guy won't be hard to deal with. By now, you know that I very often use Darksydephil as a reference whenever I attempt to do a review for a popular game. Why? It's real simple. Darksydephil is the man when it comes to video game playthroughs here on YouTube and now on Twitch. Darksydephil, aka DSP, aka the King of Hate, is very controversial in the video gaming industry. An awful lot of people like him and an awful lot of people hate and dislike him. I'm pretty sure by now that all fans of video games know the letters DSP very well. Almost the whole population of YouTube is making videos about the King of Hate to either support or come down on DSP. I really feel that Darksydephil is
so mother effing epic.
That's right, DSP is epic, and I am a die-hard fan of DSP and proud of it. Darksydephil is an epic gamer, and he definitely proved it right here in this playthrough of Dead Rising 3. People all over kept saying that DSP is horrible at games. Well, In this game right here, I saw DSP die only once. Once. Yeah, okay. Some of the antics of DSP were very questionable, and even I was shocked by some of his behavior here in this playthrough. But that's what makes DSP DSP. That's just the way he is. When DSP does these playthroughs, he likes to add his own unique sense of humor to the entertainment aspect of this, and I for one like it. I like the way that Darksydephil does his playthroughs. I told you that he's very controversial. In this playthrough of Dead Rising 3, I feel like DSP was very epic in this, and it looks like a lot of people were silenced, point blank. So Darksydephil, thank you for doing this playthrough. You did an epic job. Oh yeah. So after watching DSP play this game on YouTube, it's pretty obvious that this game is very epic. My only criticism is that it starts off kind of slow. Well, at least for me it does. But then the plot starts to pick up real soon. The revelations, the betrayals, and the action is just epic. And then there are a lot of surprises and shockers in this game. I didn't reveal them here because I didn't want to ruin it for you. If you are a fan of zombie action games, then you will definitely love Dead Rising 3. This game is plotted in a city that's just polluted and populated with them. And if you like killing zombies, then you'll love this game, just like the first two Dead Rising games. This is a very epic game, no doubt about that. Now, is Dead Rising 3 as good as or better than Dead Rising 102? In my personal opinion, I think that Dead Rising 2 is just a little better than Dead Rising 3. As I mentioned before in this review, I watched DSP play both games, and Chuck Green just has that, it factor, the edge that's needed to make a good hero story. And don't get me wrong, Nick Ramos is real good. He's a real good fighter, and he's very epic in this game. But he's no Chuck Green, far from it. Dead Rising 3 is
so mother effing epic.
So don't hesitate. If you haven't gotten this game yet, go ahead and get it.
Peace out. Till the next episode.